Welcome.
Okay.
Welcome. This is not Good Morning Mother Bucker, so I'm not going to intro it that way, but welcome, Dan. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
We are talking about goals this month in January. Big month for goal setting.
Yes.
Are you a New Year's resolutioner?
I am to an extent, but for me, it's more just a way of living.
A way of living.
Yeah.
What does the goal setting process look like for you on a personal level, like start to finish?
So start to finish for me, I would say first off, I like to come up with my hero goal or my main big goal. What do I want to accomplish this year? And I'll either do that categorized in like physical, spiritual, mental, however I want to, do it, financial, and I can have goals that way. And those are my hero goals, right? What do I want to accomplish? And I don't even have a deadline on most of them because for me, it's not necessarily getting to the end point. It's more of just living my life in that state. So there's a book, it's called The Art of Happiness. And it talks about how a precursor to happiness is happiness. I mean, there's so many times that we say to ourselves, man, if I could just get to this point, then I'd be happy. Or if I can exceed and just accomplish this goal, I'll be happy. Mm-hmm. But really, happiness comes before that. If you aren't happy where you are now and the things that you're doing now, when you accomplish that goal or so said accomplishment, whatever it is, you aren't going to be happy, right? It's the journey along the way. And that's what I love talking about. Is the journey to get to, whatever destination that you're trying to do. So for me, I always sign up for stupid competitions. Like I'm crazy that way. I've always got to have something that's going to push me. Yeah. That's measured, that's calculated, that I know I can work towards. But there's always another competition that I'm signing up for. Like we all know I did the bare knuckle fight. Yep. That was crazy. But it gave me something to work towards, and it gave me something to know when it was actually going to happen, right? And so to work towards that and all the little stuff that leads up to that was amazing. And it got me to that state of living that I wanted to continue to be at. Mm-hmm. So once I did the bare knuckle, obviously I had to let the stitches heal. Yeah. But what's the next competition? What's the next thing that's going to push me? So for me, physically, that's like just one of the easiest ways to explain what I'm trying to talk about is that there's always going to be something that's going to be pushing me that allows me to continue to live in that state that I want my physical body to stay in. Mm-hmm. So my wife and I, we signed up for the High Rocks competition that's in January. And it's at the end of the month in January. I hate running. I do stuff that I hate doing.
Big running competition.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot. Yeah. And so I just do things that I know is going to be super, super hard. It's going to push me outside of my limits. And it's going to require me to live in that state of the level that I want to be at physically.
Yeah. And to your point, you're making a big hero goal, which means that there's probably a lot of smaller goals along the way and a lot of moments of accomplishment along the way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's all... You'll see that the success of whatever it is just a combination of all the little things that you're doing on a daily basis. Yeah. And that's to me what success is, or what accomplishing goals are, is just all the little key things that you're doing every single day to live in the state of life that you want to be at.
I love that. And a lot of what you're talking about is related to like physical goals and physical output. You are the chief sales officer at Bucked Up. You have a large team. Yep. How do you structure goals for your team or for yourself within your role at Bucked Up?
Well, great question, because this is one of the hardest things as a leader to be able to portray, because no one's going to care as much as the person that's in charge or the owner. Mm-hmm. And this is actually something that Ryan taught me at the beginning of when I started working with Bucked Up. And it was like right around the very beginning of the inception of Bucked Up. One of the things he told me was that no one's going to care as much as the owner, because they have all the skin in the game. They're the ones that are putting their neck out there the most. And so one of the things that I have tried to take on myself and put out there for my team is to have an ownership mentality, right? Where we would only do things as if it was our own money or if it was our own skin in the game of whatever we're trying to do. So to have that mindset first, right? Before we set any goals, before we set anything that we want to work towards, first and foremost, we have to talk about what's the mentality of where we're going to push ourselves going forward. So the ownership mentality for me is absolutely huge. And then how to actually measure the goals within sales groups is actually pretty difficult because obviously you want your guys to go out and push as hard as they can, right? Go and shoot for the moon and get to the top of the mountains or whatever it is that they're trying to do. We want you to get the bare minimum is to get so many sales, right? Mm-hmm. That's the minimum, but we want you to hit, thousands more, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily for the company, but it's also for them personally too, right? I want my sales guys to know that we push them because we actually care. Mm-hmm. And we want to see them succeed as much as possible because in sales, you are the author of how much you are going to make. You get to choose your worth. And it's not that way in most jobs.
Yeah.
But in sales, you get to tell yourself how much you're going to make and how much you're going to push yourself in the goals that you're going to have for that. I mean, I totally screwed that part up, but really it's you get to determine your worth in sales. And we want to set a mindset with these sales reps that literally they can make as much as they possibly want. Mm-hmm. Literally you can.
No ceiling.
There is no ceiling, especially in the job that we have right now. Everything that we're doing is working. And I'm not trying to toot Bucked Up's horn, but we're the number one selling supplement brand in the nation right now.
Yeah.
I don't care what company I call. They are not going to tell me no.
That is exactly kind of where I was going to go. Is it's been exponential growth over the last couple of years with Bucked Up, but especially in your space. And just kind of talking to that point of what has that growth been like for your team and yourself?
Yeah, I mean, it's been awesome. It's been so fun to watch because, again, I don't care who it is. If I call someone and they have a register or they have somebody who is coming in and buying something from them, I have something that's going to help them. Mm-hmm. They're going to see more sales. They're going to see more revenue coming in. I'll give you an example of a company that we're doing business with that nobody would think Bucked Up has any reason being in these stores. It's a farm feed store, right? A farm feed store. You're a supplement company. What are you doing in a farm feed store, right? But think about it. All these guys that are going out there and working every single day, they need things to fuel their bodies and they want to feel like $1 million. That's our mantra.
Yeah.
We want you to feel like $1 million. So when we're talking about the guys that are actually going out there and physically exerting themselves every single day, what better than giving them a supplement or giving them a product that's going to make them feel and be able to accomplish the things that they want to do easier, better, faster, right? So when I talked to this guy, we got on the phone, we started talking to him, and he's like, well, okay, I'll give you a shot. Let's try it out in 5 of our stores. They have 133 stores.
Oh, wow.
And we tried out a little sample in 5 of their stores. They came back to us. They're like, what is going on? I can't believe the success that we're having. So they decided to take us out to all 133 stores. Right now, they're selling $45,000 a week in sales with our stuff. Mm-hmm. They're going to end up doing $2.5 million more in revenue.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
For their stores. Now think about that. How huge is that for that company? Mm-hmm. Right? Awesome for Bucked Up. Yeah. Right? Not taking away that. But for that company and for that person that I'm on the phone with and I'm talking to them and I'm saying, hey, I can really help you out here. What would an extra $500 a month do for your sales or do for your company? What would an extra $5,000 do? Would it help pay for the rent? Would it pay for anything that you need so that you can really focus on the stuff that you're trying to do best? Right? So when we go to these guys and these guys are doing $2.5 million in revenue, that salesman, that guy that's sitting in that chair looks like a freaking hero, right? Because of what he's doing with that company. And it's so cool, the spot that we get to be in as sales reps, to go and to share with these people, because I don't care who you are. I don't care where you are on your fitness journey. We have something for you.
Yeah.
And I'm so passionate about this, and my sales reps are so passionate about this, that it's going to be really hard for you to tell me no.
Yeah.
It's going to be really hard, because I know for you guys, not only is it going to make your store increase in revenue, but it's also going to give you that vibe or that culture within your store that's like, wow, you guys are carrying Bucked Up. Like, we're a trending, cool company.
Yeah.
We really are.
Yeah.
And it helps these people be like, heck yeah, we're carrying Bucked Up. Yeah. We're those guys. And so it's really, really fun to be able to help them see a little bit different of a paradigm for them. That it's not just, hey, this guy's trying to sell me something, right?
Yeah.
And that's how we shift within the sales reps and the goals that we're trying to set with them. All right, so with the sales reps, there's really only 3 ways that I can hold them accountable, if you really break it down. And so for me, I hold my sales reps accountable on the revenue that they bring in every single month, because for me, I want them to make as much money as possible, right? I want my sales reps making more than I do. I want them to just kill it, right? That's my goal for them. The other thing is that what we were just talking about is increasing the amount of products that are in the stores, so that that store can actually have more and more success. So we call that the AOV, average order value.
Yeah.
And that's how we can increase as well and hold my sales reps accountable, saying, hey, what was a percentage of increase on your average order value? And then the last one is new doors. Now, that goes without saying.
Yeah.
If you aren't going out and finding new doors, you're not growing. You're not progressing, right? And with what we provide for people, it's fun, especially when you have stories like the one where you're doing 2.5 million with someone and you're like, holy crap, this is crazy.
Well, and Lisa was sharing this morning in our morning meeting that she had people reaching out to her about stores that they wanted Bucked Up in. I know I personally had gyms and people ask me like, where can I find Bucked Up, or can I get Bucked Up in my gym? And it's cool for even outside of the sales team, like we're getting that input from people, that people want more and they're ready for it. They just don't know how to get it. And so we're answering that question.
I know a guy.
Yeah, I know a guy. Because I know I personally texted you a few times that like, hey, I have this guy wanting to know more. And
absolutely.
And it's so cool that like we all get to be a part of that in some way, shape, or form, like spreading.
And and the thing is with us, we have a program that allows people, like all of our ambassadors, right? We have 120,000 brand ambassadors across the US. We allow them to go out and say, hey, you want to carry Bucked Up in whatever store. I don't care what store it is.
Yeah.
Send it to us, send us to the sales reps. Let us do what we do best and let us sell, right?
Yeah.
All we need is contact information. We need you to go and set that seed with them saying, hey, yeah, you definitely need to bring this in, talk to them about the products, educate them, help them see how important and how cool it is to have it in their stores, and then send us over that contact information. And we will have our sales team call them and sell it and get it into their stores and start selling. Now, the great thing about that is that we'll pay you.
Yeah.
Anybody that brings us accounts to work with and to sell to, we'll pay you.
You get to be on the sales team.
You're on the sales team. We'll pay 5%, literally 5% of everything they order for an entire year.
Wow, that's crazy. Like, I actually didn't know that, so that's huge.
Yeah.
I'm maybe knocking some doors.
Hey, why not?
Extra cash.
Why not? I mean, if people are hitting you up about it.
Yeah, no, and it's exciting. Because I love watching you get fired up just talking about it. Like, it is exciting, and like we're helping people and answering questions for people, and people want it. Like, it's not like we're pushing on doors that don't want to be opened. Like, people are interested.
I mean, we do push. right? If we aren't pushing, we aren't doing our job. It's like, let's help them understand. I know we're different.
Yeah.
And we're calling you like a plumbing store or something like that. Or that farm feed store. Why is Bucked Up calling me?
Yeah.
Right? You got to push a little bit to get it in there and just to try it.
Yeah.
Try it out. You have no risk. If it doesn't sell, we'll buy it back. Mm-hmm. No risk, right? So when we do and we have people actually give us a chance, quickly we become one of the very best selling things that they have in their store. And it's so fun.
That's so cool
to be part of. It makes my job super easy, super fun. And it's not now how good you can sell, but it's how good you can follow up with everybody that you've already worked with.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the fun part.
I love it. Coming back to your role, your leadership role, what advice would you give to someone stepping into a leadership role for the first time? Like your number one piece of advice.
So I learned this. I served a mission for my church, right? And when I served a mission for my church, I got called into a leadership position. And I got one email from my dad, my entire mission.
Oh my goodness.
That's it, just one email. I didn't get anything else. He had really high expectations for us. We grew up on a farm. You know, it's go out there and work your butt off, right?
Yeah.
But when I got called into a leadership position, I got one email from him. And really it was him saying, the words he said to me was, send me as many elder gardeners as possible, right? Mm-hmm. Anyway, what I don't know why I get like, because it was so meaningful to me that it's, hey, I want as many people as possible to come in and work like elder gardener. And I have that expectation on me where no one in the room is going to outwork me. And I'm always going to lead from the front. If I'm in a leadership position, how can I expect anybody that works with me to follow my lead if I'm not at the front? I will always be the one in my position doing the most sales. No one's going to outsell me. I am so prideful.
Yeah.
You can call it a prideful thing. Or for me, it's a leadership. Because if I can't lead from the front, then my guys won't follow, right? I want them to follow everything that I'm doing. And if I'm not willing to do it, if I'm not willing to walk through the deep water, if I'm not willing to make the phone calls, if I'm not willing to get on there and do the actual job, how can I expect them to do it, right? Now, I've been doing this for 9 years now, and I've done it. It's just crazy that you would think you'd get burned out from it. But you don't. Mm-hmm. You don't get burnt out. This is the coolest industry to be part of. So it's fun to have the passion of how, you can continue to get on the phone and continue to keep doing it, doing the monotony of every single day, making the phone calls, doing the little things. It's like what we talked about from the very beginning. It's the daily things that you're doing that really help you get to the goals that you're wanting to accomplish. So for me, when I'm on the phone and my guys see me on the phone and they see that I'm in meetings or on calls all day, every day, and they only get a really small window when they can talk to me, that helps them understand like, hey, look, I'm putting in everything I can. They need to do the same. Because how am I going to hold them accountable if I'm not willing to do it?
Yeah.
So in a leadership position, my biggest advice is lead from the front every single time.
Oh, that's perfect. And you might have a very similar answer to this question, but how do you ensure that you're continually growing and developing as a leader? You just said you've been doing this for 9 years. Is there anything you do specifically to make sure you're continuing your education or your skill set that you do to grow as a leader? Yeah,
so I work with some really amazing people. Obviously, I work with my brothers who are amazing. I also work closely with Gil. And I don't know if a lot of people know who Gil is, but he's the former CEO of Dr. Pepper Snapple. He's got so much experience under his belt. And I only know what I know, right? We grew up on a farm. We've done internet marketing. We've done door-to-door sales, right? And I only know what I know. And I love being able to continue to grow and progress And so being a leader, it's okay to show some vulnerability and ask questions for help. So for me, this last little bit, there's been a lot of growth on kind of like the logistical side, more so like the profit and loss statements, and going in and seeing everything down and breaking it down to where we know exactly where every single dollar is going, and learning that whole side of the sale process is huge. So it's about being vulnerable and looking at yourself and saying, okay, I have to hold myself accountable first and look inward and be like, okay, what am I really missing? And you got to be honest with yourself. Like, for me, I feel like a lot of people just aren't honest with themselves. They hold themselves in this, I don't know, status or this place where they feel like they're the absolute man and they don't have anything to learn. But when you look at it, like being able to hold yourself accountable first and having that honest conversation with yourself and seeing where you need to grow.
Yeah.
And not being afraid to ask the questions in fear of looking weak, in fear of looking like you might not be cut out for that leadership position. I mean, yeah, obviously you want to go and learn and do everything you can on your own and try and figure things out. But there's no fault in going to the person who has the experience and asking him to spend, hey, do you have 30 minutes? Yeah. You can sit down and talk to me about this specific thing on how I can grow and learn it better. And that for me was one of the best things that I've ever done.
Yeah.
Was going to Ryan and Jeff and ask him to sit down and talk to me about the marketing strategy and innovation so we can be on the same page and know where we're going. Going to Gil and having him break down the P&Ls and break down all the little things and having him sit and tell me why every single one of these line items means something, right? So that as a leader now, I have those, I don't even know what the word is, but like I have those quivers in the arrow. Yeah. That I now can shoot straighter and be able to be that much more effective.
Yeah, it's like finding the balance between like that mentality of fake it till you make it and just be confident. And when you know you need to set your ego aside and ask questions and lean into those other leaders that you're surrounding yourself with to help alleviate that fake it mentality and just actually be confident. It's finding a balance because you want to be a strong, confident leader, but you also need to find that time when, okay, I need to ask questions here or I need help here. And finding that balance can be really, really hard.
It is super hard.
You got to set your ego completely to the side.
Yeah.
And be okay not knowing something.
Yeah. Because for me, it's always like, again, it's that fear of if I do go to somebody and ask them a question about something that maybe I should know. Yeah. It's like,
are they going to think less of me? Are they going to think I don't know what I'm talking about?
Oh, man, this guy isn't qualified for it.
Yeah.
But really, that's just you going to them, giving them kind of almost an ego boost for them, saying, hey, you're the man.
Yeah.
And I want to learn from you. Mm-hmm. I want to grow, right? And I want to be better at what I'm doing. So.
And that's also going to better them because maybe that gives them the boost that they need to ask questions because there's something you can provide or help them with. You're teaching them something in that moment as well.
And I love what you just said because for me, a lot of the times, I don't know something until I have to teach it. Yeah. Like really, I'll fake it till I make it, right? Like I'll pretend like I know. But until I have to actually go and teach it, I don't really understand. So like all the time we talk about supplements and the things that they do and everything like that. Like, did you ever know what Huperzine is? Well, we would spit it out like crazy because it's in our products. Oh, and Huperzine and all this stuff. Well, what does Huperzine actually do? You don't really know it until you have to actually teach it.
Yeah, few high points about it, a few top things that it does for you, but the details kind of sometimes get lost.
Yeah.
I did want to circle back to goal setting. Having discipline is often a term identified as a strong pillar of goal setting. What does that really mean to you, though? What does having discipline mean to Dan Gardner?
Oh, it's It's the base. It's everything for me. Not to like go back too far, but in high school, my sport was wrestling. When I grew up, like all my brothers, everybody, they played basketball. And I don't know if you can tell or not, but I didn't really get the height gene. I got the short end of the stick. So I made it like all the way to the last cuts of the basketball team, and I got cut. And it was my dad's cousin. He cut me, a freaking punk. Anyway.
It's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, I got cut. And so I was like, I don't know what to do, but I was short, I was stocky, I was really light. And my friend said, hey, come out to the wrestling team. And I've always had the mentality that if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it the very best I possibly can, right? And there's no leeway in that. If I'm going to commit to something, I'm going to commit to do it, right? And so I got cut from the team, and I went out and I tried out for the wrestling team, and we would just work our butts off every single day. And in my school, there wasn't a lot of like really committed wrestlers. It wasn't until my sophomore year in high school, I went against a guy, and I thought I was going to win. I thought for sure I was going to win. Like, I was decent. I took 5th in state that year as a sophomore, but I went against the guy. His name's Ben Kerr, and the dude tech-falled me, which means he beat me by 15 points in the second round. He kicked my butt up and down the mat, and I've never had my butt kicked like that ever in my life. And so we went through the rest of the year, and I just had that in my mind the whole entire time. And it wasn't until after the state championship, I got approached by a guy who had an elite wrestling team. It was a club team. And in order to be on the team, you had to place at a certain spot in state to even be on the team. He came up to me and he's like, hey, I'd love to invite you to come and be on the wrestling team. And my first question to him was, is Ben Kerr, the guy who kicked the crap out of me, is Ben Kerr on the team? And he's like, yeah, of course he is. Of course he is. I mean, there's a reason why he was the state champ. Yeah. And I was like, great, because I want to come and I want to wrestle him every single day. I want to get my butt kicked every single day by this guy until I can beat him. So that was me. When it comes to discipline and it comes to setting goals for myself, I knew that I had to go and train with the very, very best if I wanted to be the best. So every day for an entire year, well, we didn't wrestle every single day, but 3 times a week, we'd go and we'd wrestle. And I'd wrestle Ben every single practice and get my butt kicked every single practice. Until the end, he and we were neck and neck. And I had upped my level to be on the same level as him. And it came from me going in. Do you think I wanted to go and get my butt kicked every day? Like, who wants to go get their butt kicked every day? Nobody does. Like, that sucks. But I knew that in order to do that, I had to have that discipline to show up every day and go against him, the hardest thing I was going to do. And by doing so, I ended up, junior year, I ended up wrestling in the state championship. I lost. I was up 5-0, whatever. I lost. And then my senior year, I went on to win a state championship. And it came from that mentality of knowing that I had to do the hard things every single day and align myself with the stuff that was going to make me the very best every single day. So when it comes to discipline, that's my mantra. Like, you can go to all these motivational speeches, you can go to all these hoorahs, and I mean, even from this like podcast, you can get some like, oh, sweet, that's awesome, or whatever it is, right? Yeah. Wherever you get that motivation, that's great. And you're going to feel motivated for the next 30 minutes, hour, whatever it is, right? What really comes down to it is the discipline that you have within yourself to make the choice to do these things every single day.
Yeah.
And we talked about it at the beginning. You have your big goals. But really the things that make you successful in whatever you do, it's what you're doing on an every single day basis. Mm-hmm. You think I want to wake up early and go to the gym every single day? No, absolutely not. Do you think I want to get on the phone and make 40 phone calls every single day to all my different accounts? Absolutely not. Do you think I want to go home and show up for my family and be excited and happy and just play with my kids for the rest of the night? No, like I'm tired.
Yeah.
But I know I got to show up and I got to be disciplined in that because I know if I don't, I'm not living to my full potential.
Yeah.
Right? Why would we want to live second best? Mm-hmm. Never.
Well, and discipline is, motivation tends to look really pretty, like you said. It's those big hoorahs, those big aha moments. But discipline tends to be a little ugly. It tends to be picking yourself up out of the dirt, or making sacrifices of time, of your energy when you don't have it. It's a lot more sacrificial and a lot more not as exciting and pretty. But that's truly what makes the difference in your goals, because motivation is hit or miss.
Right.
And discipline's what's going to carry you to the finish line.
100%.
So I love that story about wrestling too. I know you've told that before with the BKFC stuff, and that is an incredible story. I do want to circle back to Bucked Up, just a few fun questions.
Yeah.
What is your go-to pre-workout?
Oh, Banff.
Banff.
Yeah, I'm a Banff guy. I love Banff. I've loved it since we first came out with it. And for me, I'm all over the place. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm like, I love to get excited. I love to get like all into it. Banff, it really helps me hone in, really helps me focus.
I'm a big Banff fan myself.
I love it. So I use Banff every single morning.
Do you have a favorite couple flavors? Like, do you have a
Gym and Juice?
Gym and Juice.
Oh,
that was a quick answer.
Every single day. Gym and Juice, it's always my go-to. I can always go back to it.
Yeah.
Love it. It's refreshing. It's got that citrus in the morning where it like just wakes me up. But then have you tried the new peach pomegranate?
Oh yeah, it's super good.
Oh, it's good.
You have to like peach for sure.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I love peach.
I do too.
So
I was going to say, I get hooked on a lot of the limited edition flavors. Like I love the blue cotton candy flavor.
Oh yeah.
That's one of my favorites, or the BKFC. But Miami's my go-to. If I go back to something, it's always Miami.
There's so many good ones that you can't really go wrong.
No.
But for
people
me,
love to hear though what your favorites are.
Gym and Juice Banff.
Gym and Juice Banff.
That's me.
Love it. And then energy drink wise, I was wondering if you notice a difference in your like motivation or like your vocal fluidity when you're drinking a Bucked Up on sales calls versus when you're not.
I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know?
I wouldn't know. I'm always on it.
Yeah, true.
Like it is always coursing through my veins. Like seriously, I don't know a day that I don't take Bucked Up.
I love it.
I know that's crazy, but literally,
and
if
you're
I'm
the best
not
of the
taking
best,
it,
so
I
that's
don't
a
know
good
about
sign.
that. But honestly, like I always have it in me. I wake up every morning. I know everybody says, hey, take a break, let your adrenals. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I like it. I like the way I feel when I'm taking it. I want to continue to keep going on it. And do I probably need to take a break? Sure.
But you could just take like the Babe pre-workout or the hundreds, you could lower it down a little bit. Just cycle it around. No.
Or I could just take more.
Or you could just take more. Yeah. Exactly. And then I wanted to end on a really motivational note.
Yeah.
So if someone feels a little behind in life right now or a little lost, what advice do you have for them?
Oh, man. That's a tough one.
First thing that comes to mind.
Well, look, everybody feels that way. You're not alone. Like, everybody feels like at one point or another, like you got to have that self-accountability, right? So if someone's down and out, just realize you're doing a lot better than you think you do. Think you are. You're doing a lot better than you think you are. Like there's so many times we're so hard on ourselves. Everyone else is hard on you. You shouldn't be, right? So quit beating yourself up and just focus on the little things. Every single day. Do it. You know the Shia LaBeouf where he gets on there and he's like, do it. Just do it, right?
Yeah.
Really? That's what it comes down to, is just doing it. What else do you have to do?
Yeah.
Why not just do it? Like, I love talking to people and helping them understand that you better be the freaking hero of your story. Who else is the hero of your story? It better be you. Why not? And if you're not, then change. Do it. You know what to do. Everybody knows, like, we're all built with the capacity to know what we need to do to be better. Mm-hmm. You just talk yourself out of it.
A lot of times it comes with a lot of discomfort.
Yeah.
And it's choosing, letting go of things that are good to make room for things that are great. I think a lot of times is what it comes down to, that things might not be that bad. Things might be okay, but you're selling yourself short.
Yeah.
And there's room for greatness if you're willing to be uncomfortable.
Right. Absolutely. Why would you want to live any other way? Why would you want to live any other way? If there's something in your life that's not right, that's something you need to do, and you know what it is. You know what it is. I know what I need to work on. Mm-hmm. It's just hard sometimes, but it just comes down to doing it every single day.
And it circles back to what you said at the beginning, is really being honest with yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And once you're honest with yourself, you'll know.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you don't know, it's because you're lying. You're not being completely transparent with yourself.
Yeah.
No, I love that. That's great advice.
Well, I always get emotional on these things. And you know what? I don't even care.
No,
I hope people can see that I'm emotional about it. Because I really do care.
Yeah.
I care about people. Like, the best thing about this job, call it crazy, but we are in the job where we change people's lives. Mm-hmm. Really. I've had so many people that have come up to me at expos or at events that have been like, dude, Bucked Up has changed my life. Mm-hmm. Like, think about what we sell. What are we actually selling? We're selling confidence in a bottle. Mm-hmm. We're selling to someone that they really can change where they are and become something better. Yeah. Like, how cool is that?
Yeah.
It's so cool to be able to go and, like, the guy that came up to me and he's like, dude, I lost 200 pounds. And he's walking around with a new girlfriend.
And
he's stoked and he's walking with his chest held high.
Yeah.
He's like, if you would have known me 2 years ago or however long it was, he's like, you would never have known who I was. I was on my last leg. I was ready to kill myself.
Yeah.
And I started working out and I found Bucked Up and I started changing little things every single day. Like, how freaking cool is that we get to change people's lives? And I think that if we think about that in what we do on a day-to-day here at Bucked Up, like, this could be that one person's, lifeline.
Yeah.
And it could really help them make that switch.
Yeah.
Or turn it on, whatever you want to call it.
Give them the confidence to step foot in the gym. Give them, it's all those things.
Absolutely.
Being a part of the boot camp this recent year has been so cool. It's just barely getting started, and already seeing the communities, like the Facebook groups, the Instagram groups, that people cheering each other on, like the space that Bucked Up has created for people to grow and find each other, find friends, ask questions. We have created such a beautiful space for people to grow and be exactly who they want to be. And it's fun to be a part of. I'm with you.
It's awesome. I love
amazing.
That. Oh,
it's amazing. And thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah.
Answered all my questions flawlessly. And I'm excited for people to hear. So
hopefully they like it.
Yeah.
And if they don't, that's on you.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to give us a thumbs up below, subscribe, comment. Let us know what your goals are for the new year. We'd love to hear it. And we will catch you in the next one. Thanks.
Get bucked up.